super frustrated, and not at Nebraska. You hear me? Blah, blah, blah. You're bitter. Fire them. I'm not buying it. Be good people. Don't be an Iowa fan. Welcome in, everybody. It's Manic Monday. The craziness has started. There's so much to talk about. I'm not 100% sure I know where to start. Do we start with coaches? Do we start with the transfer portal? Gosh, there's so much. But let's just start. Let's talk about Tony White first. Tony White is supposedly leaving. Some people are saying it's a done deal. Some people are saying it's not. I don't know. That's not my job. My job is to talk about it. So let's do that. All right. Tony White, how has he done at Nebraska? He's been our defensive coordinator now for 2 years. You guys, I actually like Tony White, right? I'm going to show you the BlackShirts.com phone screensaver. Can you see that? It's actually Tony White. See, it's Monday, 5/29. Tony White's actually the screen on the BlackShirts.com phone, not my personal phone. That's my bride. But I like Tony White. And I think he has a bright future. I think he's done decent as a defensive coordinator for Nebraska. Has he done great? I don't think so. Has he done above average? For sure, right? People are going to twist the storylines to how they view it in their microcosm view, right? There's some people going to say, well, he's given us a top 20 defense. Sort of. Depends on what stats you look at. And again, you guys know I'm not going to get into stats. There's tons of people to do it. But overall, who cares about stats? Let me tell you about another stat. Iowa, Nebraska just absolutely demolished them in the stats, but still lost the game, right? You can't separate the coordinators from that. Okay. As much as we want to, we cannot separate them from that. So, did Tony White do a good job? Yeah. Do a great job? No. We want great things. Again, he's my phone saver, whatever you call it, background. I like the guy. I took that picture myself at one of the press conferences, but he's not currently capable of what the goal is for Nebraska, and that is to win and win now. Okay. He had now, he couldn't get there. So it's okay. I'm not glad he's gone. I'm glad that there's an opportunity now for somebody who can get us there. Does that make sense? There's now an open spot for us to find the right person who can get us there. Okay. Now let's take it from potentially Tony's point of view. Tony had this whole year a consultant by the name of Phil Snow hanging around. That was kind of news to us, but it came out during Matt Rule's press conference a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to recall the date. I wasn't there, but I have it. Yes, I actually. But Matt Rule said he was bringing in Dana Holgorsen, and Phil Snow was also coming in, right? So imagine you're Tony White. You see Dana Holgorsen comes in, and within a couple days takes over play calling as the OC, and you see some people are calling him being demoted, right? That Marcus Satterfield was demoted to tight ends coach. He was already the tight ends coach. There was no demotion there. He had a responsibility removed from his plate. Okay. So, but you see this, right? And you're Tony White, and here comes Phil Snow, but you don't coach linebackers. You don't coach the line. You're the associate head coach and defensive coordinator. And the guy who has a history with the head coach, Matt Rule, as a DC, is paying a campus visit to talk about what he sees, that's got to make you a little bit uncomfortable. It's got to be uh, a little uncomfortable. But, Matt Rule last year said if Tony wants to stick around, we hope he stays. He's a good coach. He gave him a pathway, but it included winning at a higher level. We could talk about UCLA. We could talk about Indiana. We could talk about the games that his side of the ball struggled with. But at the end of the day, no matter what the stats are, it boils down to wins and losses, right? Again, just look at Black Friday on Iowa was opportunistic, but statistically, Nebraska won that game, but not according to the scoreboard, and that's the one that they count on. So, Tony White, most likely out, unconfirmed, but I would imagine that if I was Tony White and the writing was there about what was happening with, and I seen what had happened with Marcus and Dana Holgerson, that I would probably go away. My guess, he's gone. It's just where. I have no confirmation that it's Florida State. I don't think anybody does. People are saying they do. Maybe somebody does. It's not me. It could be Florida State. It could be somewhere else. But my guess is he's gone. That's not a surprise. We almost lost him last year to UCLA as a head coach. We kind of knew this was our last year with him anyway. So I don't know what the shock is or what everybody's freaking out about. Love you, Tony. Wish you the best of luck. We'll probably cheer for you wherever you go, unless you're facing Nebraska. It confuses me here with the FSU deal. They're bringing in Gus Malzahn, who has resigned from UCF to go be the OC at Florida State. What a weird move from head coach to OC, right? Whatever. Maybe they told him. But then if Tony White follows, and let's assume that Tony White is going to Florida State, it's a weird move for Tony because somebody had said, well, he could be next in line because, that's a hot seat job. There could, if without success, that job's going to be open next year as a head coach of Florida State. Well, maybe, but is Tony White the first on-staff person to have that shot when you have Gus Malzahn with head coach experience as the OC that you could firmly just switch over to the new head coach if there was a problem there? So it doesn't pass the sniff test. So anyway, there's something weird with that. But if that's where he wants to go, the rumor is it's a 3-year deal for him. If that's again, I'll cheer you on, Tony, unless you're playing Nebraska. So, you know what? I'll cheer you on unless you're going against any Big Ten team. I'm going to show some conference loyalty here. Because we need some of that, especially as we start to see these divisions. But go Big Red. That's it for episode 1 of Manic Monday. Episode 2 will be coming up. I'm probably going to talk about the transfer portal. Peace.